Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Oncotelic's channel. Today, we have a special interview for you guys today. We're sitting here with CFO Amit Shah. We're going to dive into his past experience and how he got involved. Amit, how are you doing today?
Doing very well, thank you, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well myself. Glad to have you on. So, yes, like as I had said, tell me a bit about your past experience prior to getting involved with Oncotelic.
Sure. So, educationally, I am a chartered accountant from India and a non-practicing CPA from the US. Um, that's primarily been what my educational background has been. From a work experience standpoint, I initially worked as a practicing CPA, as a chartered accountant back in India for about a couple of years, and then I moved into the pharmaceutical industry with a company by the name of Sun Pharmaceuticals, a generic pharmaceutical manufacturing company based out of India. At the time when I joined, they were the fifth largest generic pharmaceutical manufacturing company, and at the time when I moved from them, they were about the fifth or sixth largest pharmaceutical company as well. Um, Sun Pharma had an acquisition in the Detroit, Michigan area called Caraco Pharmaceuticals. So there was a group of about 20 of us who were migrated from India to come and take charge over that particular organization. So that was my first entry into the United States within the pharmaceutical industry. Was with them for about 7 years, and then I decided to branch out. So I joined with a company called Spectrum Pharmaceuticals in the California area. That was my first venture into branded pharmaceutical products, and within the oncology space. Since then, from that time till right now, I've worked with multiple organizations, pharmaceutical companies, biotech companies, med device companies. And so I carry with me about 22 years worth of experiences within the pharmaceutical industry. In terms of motivation with why I joined Oncotelic, well, Dr. True and I have worked in three different companies prior to Oncotelic. And when he approached me back in 2019, mid 2019, to see whether I would be open to a position with Oncotelic, that was something that happened at that time, and it kind of excited me because it was getting me back within the oncology space. Which is very near and dear to me from a personal standpoint as well. That was number one, and number two is, my career has always been within small pharmaceutical companies. I've never worked for larger pharma, and that's because I like being a little more involved in different areas within the organization. I don't like being cooped up and being just a standard, accounting kind of head. So it gives me a lot more exposure, gives me a lot more insight into what the operations of the company are, what we are developing, and so on and so forth. So that's where my motivation comes in as far as Oncotelic is concerned.
Perfect. And let's dive into what you had just said there about being more flexible in your role and being able to be more involved. What does your involvement look like at Oncotelic on the day-to-day here? As you said, you're the CFO, but what all does that entail?
Traditionally, of course, since I am an accountant and an audit professional from past experience, that would be my primary role within the organization. But on a day-to-day basis, apart from that, I get involved in a lot of other, conversations with people from other, expertises. Work with people within the clinical development, work with people within the regulatory affairs. Not so much from a technical standpoint, but more from, okay, can we do something differently? Can we do something better? Is there some opportunity that we can do it at a cost which is lesser than what we would normally have spent? Clinical development, pharmaceutical development does not come cheap. especially within branded pharmaceutical products. So, are there ways we can do things better? And this comes out of 22 years of experience having worked in small other pharmaceutical companies, where the drug development process was also equally important for them. Smaller pharmaceutical companies, not necessarily heavy in cash. You have to try looking for avenues where you could potentially, reduce the cost of the development of the product.
All right, Amit. Well, I think you did a great job of walking through your past experience, how you got involved, and what your role currently looks like. But if anyone has any other questions, don't be afraid to send them over to us. Amit, do you have any closing words for people before we go?
I do not at this point of time. Thank you again for taking the time with me and trying to get a better feel for what Oncotelic is all about.
Perfect. Well, everybody stay tuned because we will have more videos coming soon. And of course, if you have any questions, again, send them over. But have a wonderful day.
Thank you.